Namaste. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome. Happy to be here. Today I am here and I'm going to do a full walkthrough of the Lux Prajna Tarot by Master Thaworn Boonyawan. And this is a tarot that I've had for a little while. I was so attracted to the artwork. I don't believe that it is available, but the reason I'm sharing it with you is that I'm going to be going through this card by card, by draw, in the Facebook group and using that as the focus of conversation over the next several months. I had taken out the tea leaf fortune cards and was attempting to connect with them. That was not working at all. So I've decided to abandon that, and I'm going to be using this as a focus for our discussions. This is a very interesting deck. 22 cards fit in quite well with the major arcana. And then the remainder of the cards are definitely, they're oracle cards based in Buddhist wisdom. And I have found a Facebook group where I can source some further information for each of the cards. So I likely will draw a card, reference the Facebook group, and then prepare my little talk each week. So I usually do this. Like right now I'm broadcasting in the Facebook group as well as on YouTube, but this time slot is for my Facebook group. And if you aren't a member, you're not part of that, there's a link down below. So let's have a look at this deck. I'm going to go through it, make comments, and just share with you why I was so inspired to purchase this. Now, if you can find a copy of this, know that it is really poor quality. The paper is paper thin. You're buying this for its magic, your mystery, teaching, wisdom. You're not buying it for its quality of production by any means. And it's funny because this was called a special edition. Yeah. I believe this is a 2022 production, so it hasn't been around that long. So, the Fool, gazing out at the cosmos with a friend in tow. So very familiar, recognizable energy. Love the relationship between the sun and the moon here, the movement of energy. And I always have been a sucker for watercolor paintings, and I love the colors in this deck so much. There's something really powerful in a lot of these cards that are going to take you take me in a different level. The creator is both the artist and a Buddhist master. I have not studied Buddhism. I'm familiar with a lot of the terms in the deck because of my yogic studies. This is a really interesting connection about heart. I encourage you to read the comment that is below from the master. And there is I don't know if it's a deck or a book that he has written about the importance of feeling the tarot, feeling the energy of the tarot and getting out of your head. The High Priestess is called Higher Self. There's a lot of, if you like energy decks, there's, I'm also looking at the roses, the It almost looks as if the high priestess is rising through a lily pond. And for the Empress and the Emperor, we have matriarch and paternal, or maternal and paternal, which is kind of cool. I did look up one of the posts for the maternal card, and there was this reference to loving all beings, loving all children. And of course, I am using Google Translate because everything is in Thai. This is a deck that comes out of Thailand. Some of the Buddhist concepts I will need to do more research on, and I may even contact some of my friends that have done more work in their Buddhist studies to deepen the understanding. The name of this deck is called Lux Prajna Tarot, and the name of the deck is very interesting. So there is I'm sure you know this Latin expression, which is the way that the master signs off in the extra card. Luceat Lux Vestra, which feels very much like the expression of Namaste. Luceat Lux Vestra, let your light shine. This is also a biblical reference. It's in Latin. And so another attraction to this deck is I'm curious about the diversity of spirituality that is, and the way that it is presented here. And I think that the Master Boonyawan, sorry, I mess up that name. There are Volkswagen Bugs and Volkswagen Vans in this deck, and I saw a couple of photographs, and he has these kind of vehicles, so he must have a love for these vehicles. So Lux is part of the name of this deck, and then the word Prajna. So I've got a website that I want to go to here. Hopefully it won't interfere with the broadcast. I was looking at a few different definitions of prajna, and this means the ultimate understanding of the true nature of existence and reality. The ultimate understanding of the true nature of existence and reality. It is a Sanskrit word derived from the roots pra, meaning beginning, and nya, meaning consciousness. These roots will be familiar in other words that you may know. Prajna is a state of pure consciousness that transcends worldly concepts or belief systems that might impede perfect wisdom. And we go there through our practices, through our meditation practices, through our maybe our asana practices, through our spiritual practices. So it's a really cool title, Prajna Lux Tarot. The Hermit. It's going to take me a little bit of time. Notice the disconnected head in the Hermit. That's kind of interesting. If you have any, let's see, I need to get the other screen back up here. If you have any initial impressions, please feel free to leave a comment about that. This card, the World card, looks really familiar. We have the yin-yang symbol in the middle. And there's something here, I was just talking about the majors, reviewing the majors in the Shamanet Tarot. deck that I'm doing a deep dive with right now that's just winding up. And in this way, this card also has that the force, the energy that powers all of this at the center of the card, which is kind of cool. So you see the movement of energy in every single card. Justice. Oh my goodness. Notice where the lotus is in the Hanged Man. That is interesting. Death. This is an incredible painting. I love the flow of energy, the way we get the yin-yang symbol. This is the Temperance card. Notice these are also not numbered. So it's like an oracle deck. Except the first 22 cards do match up with the major arcana. Wow, there is a lot of symbology to unpack in these cards. I'm just seeing things I haven't noticed before. Very volatile Tower card. Look at that. Okay, Star and Selene. There is an amygdala card. And it looks, I'll leave this one out. It looks very much like this. And there's this incredible post on the Facebook group that I was mentioning. I will come back and put it in the description box below. And there's nothing in the descriptors for the photos, but there is a diagram of the brain looking at the two halves of the brain. And then there's a photograph of ram's horns. And then there's a photograph of fallopian tubes and ovaries. And I just have a feeling there's going to be some incredible aha moments that build from this particular deck. Clevis, did I say hello? If I didn't, I apologize. Hello. There are multiple posts on many of the cards, so I'm going to have to go through and this looks a lot like the master himself. And there are also some videos, and I was watching one, but I could not figure out a way to get subtitles up on, because it's in Thai, get subtitles up in Facebook. So I'm going to need to see if I can figure that out. Okay. All right. So these are, and then we have and I've messed up the order of these. These are not the order that they were presented in. So I'm going to go through all of these as well too. So we have limerence, bereavement, real face, solitude, worldly vicissitudes. Oh my God, I love the language. Worldly vicissitudes. We were talking about an oracle earlier this week about language and how much I love language. Prejudice. The road home. There's another bug. VW bug. This is, you can see the hummingbird in the corner here. This one says freedom. Freedom. I have looked this one up, and because I didn't know what buffonite was, and so this is going to be a really fun card to take apart. And this one, I am very intrigued here where I'm going to go with this one. This one is called The Coldest Place. The Coldest Place. Isn't that the fires of hell are the coldest place. The fires of rage are the coldest place. This one is alliance. Heartening. Heartening. Oh, I did look this one up. This will be a fun card to do as well, too. This, of course, is a fable. Call it a fable, I guess. The Rooster and the Dragon. Menace. Survivor. Let's see if I can read these on the screen. I'll make my screen bigger. Then I don't have to turn them over. Mental focus. It feels very Sagittarius. I did at one point attempt to put all of these oracle cards and to see if I could line them up with the minor arcana, but I don't think there's any intention to do that. Some of them maybe I could fit in. Love in a bottle. Space sickness. Is that, I think that's what it says. Looks like it's spelt wrong, but that's what it says. Glamorous. And this one feels a lot like an Empress card as well, too. This is the Queen. It says Queen of Cups. So, you know, there's a couple of cards that read very much like a minor arcana. And so I spent hours and hours trying to match them up, much like I did when I created my tarot deck from soul cards. But I was not able to complete the task. Maybe eventually I will be able to. Nurture. Seraphim. New World. This is an odd card, don't you think? Splash Smiles. Do you feel sincerity or do you feel something else with this card? It's funny. Uninvited guest. So yeah, a lot of cards in this deck. Lucism. Comfort zone. Entangle. Equus. That's a beautiful horse. Look how we see the wild horse in the foreground and then the tamed racing horse in the background. Ganesh. Oh, and that's wonderful. Ganesh's mouse is there. Each of the deities have a vehicle. So like Durga's is the tiger, Ganesh's is the mouse. I don't know if I've told you this story. When I was in, the name is going to elude me. It might come back. One of the temples that I was at in India that honors Ganesh. And this was a huge Ganesh. It must have been more than 20 feet tall. And it was in a alcove in a wall of a temple. And we were standing there and doing some prostrations and just in contemplation of the energy. And in a crack in the wall, out came, I can't remember if it was a mouse or a rat, but out it came. And we all kind of went, but at the same time, it was wonderful to see Ganesha's mouse there. Yeah. Hi, Andrew. Welcome. Now, this is, I remember looking this one up as well, too, because this is not a, not a deity that I am familiar with, or not a concept I'm familiar with. Visana, I think. Isn't that nice? Look at that. In loving memory of Pamela Coleman Smith. Pixie in my home. Pixie in my dreams. Monday, March 14th, 2022. Imagine that, creating a tarot deck and then Pixie wanders into your dreams. That's really beautiful. Tree of Life. And so I guess that this deck was developed during COVID, because here we have the Mona Lisa. Interesting point of light here. We have the virus, the bacteria all around. This is a really intriguing card, and I sat for a while looking at the star and the amygdala card, and I was wondering, wow, okay, I'm going to do some work with these two cards. So what I'm talking about is over several months, many months, doing one card at a time and doing a reflection on the card, like I was doing before on Wednesday nights in the Facebook group. More of a finding spiritual connection with the cards. This is intriguing. It says rooting. Love this one. This is kintsugi, but also notice how the concept of kintsugi is being not just applied to a vase, but to a human as well too. That is really, really intriguing. The halo effect. Coexistence. Can't even, I thought there might be a cat in the foreground, but I guess it's just regarding the bird that's on the cat's back. Do you know what this is? Is this drug paraphernalia? Do you know? I don't know what this is. Just shows you my sheltered existence. This says bifurcation. I can't figure out what that is. I'm really going to have to look that up. His writing is actually really not easy to read. That is Goodwill and The Giver. That's a sweet card. Satisfaction. You see, some of these I did. I put this one as 9 of Cups, and The Giver I put as 6 of Pentacles. I mean, I could go back and try to do this. Balance, of course, could be the 2 of Pentacles. Loneliness could be the 4 of Cups. So many of them I can fit into the minors, and maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will go back and attempt to do that again. Sojourn. Where would you put that? For those of you that are taking the Tarot Through the Planets course, the final episode is going to be this Saturday. And I'm just deciding right now whether I'm going to continue to sell the whole package or not, or redo it and offer another session. But it's been amazing. And if what I'm saying with the chakras resonates with you, I've also created another chakra class. It's in my website. It's on my website. I did way back do a tarot through the chakras 1 and tarot through the chakras 2. And so now I've created a new class that's a combination of both of those, and it will permanently be in the shop on my website. Endeavor. You think so? Yeah, I think so too. I'm really excited about diving into this deck. I love these deep dives. Oh, okay, thank you for bifurcation. But I'm just also I'm just wondering what that is in that person's mouth. I'm going to have to do more research. The observer. So the observer could be maybe the Queen of Pentacles. I stopped doing this. The Queen of Pentacles. No mind. I think no mind would be perhaps the Ace of Swords. Sorry, the Queen of Swords. There was a few cards that could be the Ace of Swords. And it would make sense that these two were the Ace and the Ten of Swords. And perhaps this is the Ten of Swords, because I see the Ten of Swords as surrender. Yeah. Hi, Perry. Thank you. You're welcome. And this one is space consciousness. See what I mean? It's not easy to figure out where these cards belong. Bodhidharma. This feels like the King of Fire. I've always said the suit of fire is the suit of Dharma. And then we have the author. And so this is a photograph of the creator himself. Lovely photograph. Please be sure to read his words that are down below. And so in that video that I couldn't figure out how to get the subtitles up because it was in Thai, this fellow is also in that video. And I believe he has a Facebook page that talks about a lot of these cards as well too. So I've got my work ahead of me to prepare for my Wednesday chats. This is the Disciple. Arhat. I'll have to look up what that one means again. There's just a few more. Relaxation. So for those of you that are watching the replay, it would be wonderful if in the oracle cards, if you see a quality of the minor arcana, that may help me in my project in sorting these out into the minors. Guan Yin. Where would I put Guan Yin? Maybe Page of Cups. Maybe. Is this the last one? I think this is the last one. This is my teacher. You know, this is such a lost concept where we go and work with our teacher one-on-one where we have this deep, deep level of respect. I've worked with a few great ones over the years, and honestly, it is such an honor to sit in the presence, just sit, let alone receive, sit in the presence of an enlightened being. It's just an extraordinary experience. And to tell you the truth, it feels like this. I've told you a few times about the day that I met Amma. I've only met her once. And my daughter Samantha was with me. And I think Samantha just about, she fell off her chair, and she burst into tears, and it was really something. Amma is the hugging saint. I'm sure many of you know who Amma is. Let me go to Andrew's comment. I just moved, and someone recently told me I'm near the self-realization. Ooh. Oh, I would love to do a retreat there. You know, maybe when I turn 65 or 70 or something, I will do that, because I have done a at the ashram that I was initiated in India, I have done the Kriya Yoga course there. It was really hard. I have not been practicing the Kriyas, but it would be so amazing to do it there. Yeah. Wow. So, if there's an event, or if you could go for a satsang once a month, wouldn't that be amazing, Andrew? Yeah, that's so cool, so great. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. And like I said, I will be carrying on discussing this deck weekly at this time in the Facebook group. And for those friends who are watching from the Facebook group, I look forward to carrying on these discussions with you, because I think this is kind of brilliant. That's great. I'm glad. And Perry is in the Pacific Northwest, and that woodland. You are in the Pacific Northwest, right? I think you are, right? Yeah. Very much like where I live, just in the presence of the divine as the rainforest. It's extraordinary. Yeah. All right, all you beautiful souls, good night. Rest well, sacred slumber, and I will see many of you on Friday. Take good care. Namaste.